These realizations made me quit video games altogether, even Pokemon, and I think they'll do the same for you. I have a few of them, so let me begin. Number 1. Men are a goal seeker. I believe man's mission in life is his mission in life, and I find it hard to believe that your mission in life is vegging out playing video games. At least I know mine isn't. How our body works is that it tries to preserve energy. Biologically, this is because our ancestors needed that energy to hunt for food. Because if they spent all their energy earlier in the day and they had no energy when it came to hunting food, they would starve to death. Psychologically, this is referred to as the law of least effort. This is why you'll be about your day, at school, at work, at uni, with the burning thought to do the thing you actually want to do on your mind. Sometimes it can be all-consuming. One of collective man's most important mental resources is his willpower. Without will, achieving anything of any substance is basically impossible. You'll give up too soon. Gaming works by literally reducing the willpower part of your brain. The opportunity cost of your video game consumption is the realization of your high potential. A man without purpose distracts himself with pleasure. Comfort is man's kryptonite. Reduce comfort in order to grow. Number 2. My DS and I. A quick story. Young me and my DS were inseparable. Wherever it was I was, I'd play Mario all day, every day. The constant novelty and quick rewards had me hooked. Little did I know, there was a series of games I'd soon find out about that would far surpass my affection towards Mario. What game? Pokemon. It's 2008. I'm upside down, head hanging off the bed, playing Mario, the usual. My brother intercepts. Have you ever played Pokemon before? He asks. No, I reply, skeptically. This guy, he says. How do you not know about Pokemon? Curious, I flip around to await his expansion on the Pokemon topic. I'll download it for you to try, he adds. But you've got to try it. If you do, you'll like it. I can't even conceive a game surpassing Mario. Besides, Pokemon is geeky anyway, I thought. And I was right. At first, I didn't even like Pokemon. It felt boring, confusing, and geeky. All of a sudden, something switched. I couldn't put the game down even if I wanted to, which I didn't. I was hooked. The more I played, the more hooked I became. Hours passed, days passed. I forgot what time was. Well, what do you think? He says, days later. It's not too bad, I guess, I said with my high-pitched 8-year-old voice. He left, door shut. It wasn't too long until Mario was but a distant memory. Very soon, Pokemon is all I played. I started out with Pokemon Platinum, which is, of course, the very best Pokemon, Gen 4, nothing comes close. And easily I played over 3,000 hours. 4,000 hours if we count Pokemon Go. And if we had Plants vs Zombies, Bloons Tower Defense, Clash of Clans, Fortnite, Skate 3, 5,000 hours. For reference, 5,000 hours is around 1.5 years, or half the time it takes to master something. So imagine spending that much amount of time towards a skill like sales. You'd be unstoppable. Now, just to be clear, I don't regret these times, but I do understand I can't really be moving forward whilst playing video games because the law of least effort will be sure to punish my decision. I'm not gonna lie, quitting Pokemon was hard, but I did that maybe 6 months ago and I haven't looked back since. Number 3. Bad habits come in bundles. Picture this, you decide you'll start going to the gym today. You see all the benefits that will follow and it makes sense, but you don't go. What happens? Discomfort surfaced in your mind and you patched it with your comfort source, video gaming. The day comes to an end and the sinking feeling of not aligning to your potential kicks in. What do? You mask the pain with excuses and more video games. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. Bad habits are related. What do I mean when I say this? When you play games, who do you play with? So, one, you're surrounded by people who also play video games, so you're kind of in this echo chamber, this feedback loop of constant gaming. You don't see any way out of it. Chances are you probably go to the club with, smoke with, gossip with, and watch sports with the same people who you game with. What this causes is a feedback loop of all these bad habits. You start to normalize them. There's this old saying where at the start, when you see something distasteful, you hate it, and then you kind of normalize it, and then you embrace it. This is why people who hang around in areas of poverty and where debaucherous activities occur, they usually conform to the activities in the end. I've seen this numerous times where innocent people with good morals and intentions end up down a path that's not in their best interest due to this. And then there's the bundling of bad habits. For example, when you're playing video games, you're more likely to be eating junk food whilst playing video games, and chances are you'll be playing the video games whilst eating junk food whilst high. That's just how the bundling effect occurs. And then on top of that, if you add your friends to that mix, you get what I'm saying. With me personally, when I think back, I remember watching Adventure Time, playing Pokemon, and eating pizza all at the same time. And then funnily enough, this was the time in my life where I felt most stuck and most overwhelmed, and I wasn't getting anything I actually wanted to get done. I was just in this cycle of doing the things I didn't want to do and then feeling stuck and then bad about it, which caused me to go to the things what made me feel bad. So, yeah. If we think about it for a second, playing video games without the aid of all the other cousin habits, it's not actually that great. Like, I'd look forward to watching Adventure Time, playing Pokemon and eating pizza, or playing Skate 3, eating sweets and watching Adventure Time, but doing one of them individually wasn't that fun. Number 4, replacements, ? Since we can't have either areas in our life, what will you replace video games with? Gamify your life, track sleep, Apple Watch, study your thought patterns, because if you're like me and you want to run an organization, you need to be very self-aware, so to make sure you're hiring the right people and you know what kind of personalities you work with and don't work with, and the kind of personality that you aren't and that you need to supplement through other people. Keep a diary. That's going to help you study your thought patterns. I've kept a diary for years now. It's one of those things now for me that's so habitual. There's no way I could not write in a diary. Like, I'm such a good writer versus my speaking, which needs a little bit of work, but that's what we're doing here. We're working on my speech, we're working on my craft. This time, which would otherwise would have been put towards something like gaming, is now being put to practical use. Track positive habits, train in the gym, up your XP, get stronger, so when it comes to the next enemy, you're ready. Eat clean, comes back to getting stronger, upping your experience, leveling up. It's clear as day when it comes to masculinity. The people who are at higher levels versus, you might be level 1. All of this is relative, but you could be level 1. There's other men out there who could be level 50, and you can kind of admire that in other men and let it inspire you to level yourself up and get your XP up and eat clean and train in the gym and work on your income source. You just got to be thinking about what playing video games now is costing you in the future, aka opportunity cost or second order consequences. First order consequences is what happens now. Okay, I eat the fast food. Second order consequences would be I eat the fast food, but it doesn't sit right with my stomach. And then there's third order consequences, I gain weight, and fourth order consequences, I get ill in the future. It's just thinking in a rational manner, which just allows you to think long term and make good decisions. Conclusion. Yes, it is true, I am sat on the floor of my kitchen. Besides that, for me, it's kind of weird. It's like just thinking about Pokemon in itself is enough for me. Like, I can just reminisce on all the times I did spend playing it and the different Pokemons and the different background songs, and just enjoy that nostalgia, because it is a part of me. It will be a part of me forever. And I can just appreciate that through memory and thoughts that pop into my mind sporadically. But yeah, do whatever you want to do. It's your choice, everything's relative, and who am I to say what's right or wrong? I'm just a guy. What I am confident in though is that whatever you do will be what's best for you at this point in your life. So